The shadows, the horsemen ride. The first is clothed in white. He wears a crown. He carries a bow. He rides to conquer. Kingdoms collapse beneath his hooves. Cities burn. Thrones fall. The air itself tastes of ash. The second rider is red. He grips a great sword. He rips peace from the earth. Brother turns against brother. Neighbor against neighbor. The land drinks blood until it cannot hold anymore. Can you imagine it? The sound of steel on steel, the screams of the wounded, the silence of the dead. The third is black. His hand clutches scales. He weighs bread like gold. A voice cries out, a day's wages for a loaf of wheat, a week's labor for barley. Hunger spreads like fire. Children's ribs press through their skin. Eyes sink into hollow sockets. Mothers beg for crumbs. Fathers break under the shame of empty hands. The wealthy still feast, their tables heavy with meat and wine. The poor starve in the streets. The fourth is pale, sickly, rotting. His name is death, and the grave follows close behind. Plague spreads. Coughs echo in the night. Skin blotches with disease. The stench of rot fills the air. Bones rattle as carts roll by, stacked with the lifeless. A fourth of the earth swallowed whole. And this is only the beginning. From the sea, a shape emerges, a beast, enormous, grotesque, 7 heads, 10 horns, blasphemous names, carved into its flesh. Its roar shakes mountains. Its shadow drowns the sun. The people stare. Some kneel in fear. Some kneel in worship. It demands loyalty. It demands worship. And it gives a mark, 666. Without it, you cannot buy. Without it, you cannot sell. Without it, you starve. With it, you are sealed forever. Another beast climbs from the earth. He looks like a lamb, but he speaks like a dragon. He calls fire from the sky. He deceives the nations. He commands them to raise an image to the beast, and those who refuse are slain. Their blood stains the streets. Their corpses rot in the sun. Then she appears, Babylon, the great harlot, the whore of Babylon. She rides upon the beast, clothed in scarlet, dripping with jewels. Her cup is golden. Her cup overflows, but it is filled with filth, with abomination, with blood. Her lips are stained. Her eyes are proud. Her laughter is cruel. She drinks the blood of saints, and she grows drunk on their cries. Kings kneel before her. Merchants grow rich in her shadow. The nations are seduced. She whispers promises. She sells pleasure. She buys souls. But judgment comes. Fire rains from the sky. Her walls crack. Her jewels melt. Her cup shatters. In 1 hour, she falls. Babylon burns. Her smoke rises to heaven. Merchants weep. Their riches are gone. Sailors mourn. Their trade is finished. Kings tremble. Their harlot is ash. But heaven rejoices, for Babylon is no more. And yet, the terror deepens. The trumpets sound. The bowls are poured. The earth convulses. Hail and fire fall from the sky. Fields burn. Forests die. The seas turn to blood. Every fish, every creature, dead, floating in crimson waves. Rivers sour. Water turns to poison. Those who drink collapse. Their tongues swell. Their eyes dim. The sun blazes hotter. Skin blisters. Men scream as their flesh peels away. Darkness falls. The kingdom of the beast is swallowed whole. Men gnash their teeth. They curse the heavens, but the darkness does not lift. Locusts swarm, but these are not insects. These are demons. They sting like scorpions. Men beg for death, but death will not come. The Euphrates dries. Armies march. Millions gather. The world prepares for war. Armageddon. The sky splits. He comes. A rider on a white horse. His robe soaked in blood. His eyes, flames of fire. A crown upon his head. A sword from his mouth. He tramples the nations. The winepress of wrath is trodden. Blood runs to the horses' bridles, mile after mile, a river of blood. The beast is seized, the false prophet captured, both hurled alive in the lake of fire. They burn forever. Their screams echo in eternity. And then the dead rise, all of them, from land, from sea, from the grave. They stand before the throne. The books are opened, every secret revealed, every thought laid bare. Those not found in the book of life are cast into the fire. The lake burns without end, a pit of screams, a furnace of torment. The priests call it hell, the destiny of the damned. And yet, in the ashes, a final vision, a new heaven, a new earth. The holy city descends, the new Jerusalem. It shines like crystal. It is a cube of light, streets of gold, gates of pearl, walls studded with jewels. Inside, no tears, no pain, no death, no sorrow. Only the righteous may enter. The rest are left outside forever. This is Revelation. This is the sermon of fear. This is the end of the world. The sermon is finished, the vision of terror complete. Horsemen, beasts, Babylon, plagues, fire, judgment, hell. For centuries, this is what people have been told. Preachers thundered these words, priests painted these pictures, artists carved them into stained glass, and believers trembled in the pews. Revelation was fear. Revelation was fire. Revelation was the end. But let us pause, let us breathe, and let us ask the question, is this accurate? Is this what revelation really means? Because here is the truth. Revelation was not written to terrify 21st century readers. It was written to 7 churches almost 2,000 years ago. They were poor. They were persecuted. They were crushed beneath the boot of Rome. Soldiers filled their streets. Taxes drained their grain. Caesar demanded worship. Coins bore his face. Markets served his cult. John of Patmos wrote to them, not to us, to them. He wrote in symbols, in numbers, in visions so wild. Rome's censors would miss the meaning, but his people would not. To them, the horsemen were not strangers. To them, the beast was no mystery. To them, Babylon was not a puzzle. Everything had meaning. Everything had a face. Everything had a name. So now, and we turn from fear to understanding, from the sermon of doom to the testimony of truth. The horseman, the beast, the mark, Babylon, the lake of fire, the New Jerusalem. Each one decoded, each one unveiled, each one revealed. The priest gave you fear, but John gave his people something else. Now, let us uncover it. The horseman, conquest, war, famine, death. For centuries, we've been told these riders are waiting in the clouds, poised for a final battle. But is that what the first Christians heard? Why would a message of hope for them be about our future? Would a vision of missiles and tanks thousands of years from now have comforted them or even made sense? They already knew conquest. They lived under Rome. The white horse was conquest. Its emperors rode in triumph on white horses, wearing laurel wreaths. Caesar himself wore the crown of victory, parading through every conquered city. The White Rider wasn't a mystery. It was the emperor crowned and conquering, the living face of Rome's empire. The Red Horse, war. They already knew war. Rome's legions marched in red tunics, under crimson banners. Their cloaks dyed in blood. Civil wars tore the empire apart. Revolts were crushed with rivers of blood. Crucifixions lined every road. The Red Rider wasn't a metaphor. It was Rome's armies. The Black Horse, famine. They already knew famine. Rome controlled the grain, rationed and taxed it. The rich feasted on banquets while the poor worked all day for a single loaf of bread, a day's wages for a measure of wheat. That wasn't a parable. That was the marketplace of Rome. Death, the Pale Rider, he was everywhere. The Greek word is chloros, a sickly pale green. Plague spread through ships and ports. Armies carried pestilence in their wake. Children died in their mother's arms. Mass graves filled the empire. The Pale Rider followed Rome's shadow. But Revelation didn't stop with the horsemen. The dragon and the beast John saw a dragon with 7 heads give power to a beast rising from the sea. What was this beast? Revelation itself says, the 7 heads are 7 hills. Rome was the city on 7 hills. The beast was Rome. Its emperors demanded worship. Domitian called himself Lord and God. The number of the beast? 666. In Hebrew letters, that number spells one name, Nero Caesar. The Antichrist wasn't a figure waiting in our future. He was the emperor on the throne. John called Rome by another name, Babylon. Just as ancient Babylon once destroyed Jerusalem, Rome had just burned their temple to the ground. Babylon the Great, the harlot in scarlet and purple. Those were the colors of Roman power. She held a golden cup of luxury and corruption. She was drunk on the blood of the saints. That was Rome, violent, decadent, unashamed, the mark of the beast. And the mark, without it, no one could buy or sell. Rome's coins carried the emperor's image. The markets ran on Caesar's face. Loyalty to the empire was stamped into every transaction. To resist the mark was to resist Rome itself. The revelation. Do you see it now? Revelation wasn't a riddle for our century. It was a coded letter for theirs, a vision that unveiled the world they already endured. The horsemen weren't strangers. They were conquest, war, famine, and death. The empire on horseback. The beast wasn't science fiction. It was Rome, city of 7 hills, emperors crowned in blasphemy. Babylon wasn't a mystery. It was Rome, clothed in purple and scarlet, drunk on blood. John wasn't warning them about tomorrow. He was unmasking today. He was saying, this is the power you live under. This is the monster devouring the world. And sometimes naming the monster is the first step to defeating it. The horsemen ride no more. They were Rome, unveiled. But Revelation is not only a story of terror, it is a vision of light. Beyond the darkness, stand the faithful, clothed in white. Beyond the dragon, shines the Lamb upon the throne. Beyond the end, waits a new beginning. Was Revelation about priests and rulers who lived 2,000 years ago? Or is it about the powers of control that still move through our world today? This is Zone of the Unseen, where the shadows of history whisper into the present. If the unseen speaks to you, tell me what you believe in the comments below. And don't look away. The next chapter is already waiting.